Hi Capricorn, welcome to your weekly reading. So within this weekly reading, I'm going to include the theme of Venus going direct in Leo, which happened on the 4th of September in the UK. I'm doing it this way. I was going to do just one big video for Venus going direct, but then I thought if I'm doing weeklies, to narrow down, sort of refine and make the messages more specific, it makes sense to do it as part of a weekly message for each individual sign. So with Venus going direct in Leo, we could potentially be looking at course correction in terms of where we've been holding back on our emotional fulfillment. Venus is a sign that can be to do, or a planet that can be to do with pleasure and abundance. It's got similar themes to Leo actually. Leo can be about creativity, romance, fun, being in the spotlight, and having the courage to take risks. So we'll look at the weekly in relation to that Venus direct in Leo theme. Here you can see some of the decks that I'll be using, the oracle decks for the reading, and let us get started on your messages. So let's get you a main focal point, Capricorn, for this week. And when I say this week, the way I'm doing my weeklies, it's not going to start on a Monday. It'll be just say 7 days from when the video is posted. Yeah, I don't know, I can't do it by specific starting on Monday, etc., because of my schedule. I've got other commitments, so it's easier to just do it when I can, and then 7 days from that point. And all readings are kind of timeless anyway, aren't they? When as I've said in previous readings, and based on experiences that I'm having. But I'll stop talking and get on with your messages. So, main focal point for you for this week, specifically in relation to, and I didn't have to say it, Seven of Pentacles. And you've had this message before, Capricorn, I believe, about is it worth it? What is it that you're questioning? Is it worth it? Let's get your energy in this. What energy are you bringing in for this week or this 7 days? Specifically in relation to Venus going direct in Leo, what is your energy within this? Ten of Pentacles, I would say then, in terms of is it worth it, you're questioning, is it worth it in terms of my legacy, my stability, what will make me feel secure and content all around? Let's get any external energies or surrounding factors. Okay, the bloody Hierophant again. I mean, this is about commitment as well, but if you've seen any of the other videos I've done in the last week, that Hierophant is everywhere. And I keep saying potentially about throwing out the rule book, but we'll see. I would say as an external energy, it's probably about restrictions, but we'll see what clarifies it. And I have blurred that now, which doesn't help, does it? Okay, let's get your advice and then we'll get you some oracle cards as well. I will take that. That was a weird flip. 7 of Cups. So, I would say it's about exploring options. What other options do you have or opportunities do you have? Okay. Let's get you some oracle cards. So we'll get you a unicorns card first of all. So what else does Capricorn need to know for the week? Perspective, and 7 of Cups can often be known as perspective. That is a really interesting card. I don't know if you can see that properly. Not a seahorse, perspective. That is really quite mesmerizing, to be honest. I know that sometimes 7 of Cups can be, well, I don't know if it's defined as mesmerizing, but it's giving me mesmerizing vibes. I don't know. There's something hypnotic about that. Let's get you a card also from the Whispers of Love deck as well. So what card will we be getting for Capricorn from the Whispers of Love deck? And this deck is hard to shuffle, especially on camera. It's not so bad if it's just... Okay. Right, we've got Turn on Your Heart Light, right? And Relationship Patterns. So we've got a lot of Pentacles here. I know we've got the Cups here. Hierophant is earth energy because it's Taurus, so there's a lot of earth energy here. There's a lot about practicality here, but maybe you are, with that Turn Your Heart Light on card, needing to look more at Cups energy in the things when you're deciding is it worth it. You've got relationship patterns as well, and that to me connects with that Hierophant card. It takes strength to recognize the need for change, reflect on a time when you experience love. Let's read your message from the unicorns book first of all and see what we get for that. See what comes out with that. Let me just bring these down a little bit further. Okay. Don't know why I'm being picky in your reading all of a sudden. I wasn't this picky with the other ones. So it's number 8. Right, perspective, not a seahorse. The transformation message says, imagine a tiny seahorse floating along among bubbles and brine, coral and fish, a dream and a wish, an aquatic paradise. The beautiful ocean, the blue, the bright. The seaweed dancing in shafts of light. It is inspiring, it is whimsical, it is uplifting and fun. But amid all this, look more closely, for the transformation has just begun. Is that a tiny horn? A voice rings out amid the cool blue deep. If it is magic you seek, then look more closely. I am not just any seahorse, but a seahorse unicorn. The meditation says, feel yourself floating in the sea of vision with the seahorse unicorn. Ask the seahorse to show you new facets and perspectives in a situation in your life. Float along the waves and consider the many angles. The affirmation says, my perspective is positive and bright, always seeking beauty in times of darkness and light. The action says, artwork can be interpreted in so many ways. Take yourself to an art gallery and admire the many paintings, sculptures and works of art. Look closely, then look again. See how your perspective shapes your reality. Be mindful. That is very interesting. I mean, that is now giving me that thought of someone potentially going to view something artistic and creative. I mean, cups are creative energy as well, aren't they? Maybe this, there's a few ways this could go. You've got relationship patterns there. You've got the Hierophant. You've got Ten of Pentacles, which can be about commitments, potentially to do with marriage. So you may be considering in terms of relationships. You may be considering if you want to commit to someone, or if you are already committed, you may be considering, is it worth it? Because we've got this creativity here as well, there could be an element of it where maybe you are a creative person and you would prefer to pursue a creative career, or you are doing that and you're considering the perspectives there of whether you need to focus. I mean, because when you do pursue creative careers, it's not always financially abundant or easily financially abundant. Maybe you're contemplating what's more important, or how do I make sure that I'm financially stable and able to pursue my creative path as well. So those are a few ways it could go. Relationship patterns, it doesn't necessarily have to be with a person. A relationship could be with your work, with your creativity, and there's something here that needs to be different. But there is definitely a sense of looking at the perspectives, and I would say a need to pay more attention to how you feel, as there always is with tarot, isn't there? Or often is. So let's get you clarified. So let's clarify first of all that Seven of Pentacles. You have the Moon, so there's something here that may be hidden. What's hidden? Is it your emotions that are hidden? Maybe you focused very practically on things, and maybe you're not paying enough attention to your emotions, possibly. Anything else? I will take the one that fell. That was a bit of a mess, but Justice. There's potentially something hidden or that you haven't acknowledged that will make things fairer to you. And I would say it's probably to do with how you feel, how you connect with what you're doing and where you put your effort. You've got the Four of Wands. I would say to you, Capricorn, do you feel like there can be stability in things that are heart-based and feelings-based? Or do you feel, I mean, you are an earth sign and you are quite a practical sign as well. Do you feel like everything has to be practical? Do you believe that things can be stable and that things can grow based on feelings, or does it always have to be very highly practical? That's the question I'm going to have to ask you here. Because it looks like in the cards, there's something potentially about emotions or how you feel or how you connect where things can be fair for you if it's based on emotion and how you feel, but there's just a lot of pentacles. So I'll leave that question with you, and maybe that will help you to gain the perspective that you need, or whatever it is you need to figure things out. So let's look at the Hierophant. And I'm just looking at the timer. We're fine for time. So actually, sorry, let's do the Ten of Pentacles. That's your energy at present. So 10 of Pentacles we have, right, we have the, oh wow. We have the Eight of Cups and the Fool. The one that wanted to jump out, but I won't take, is the Page of Pentacles because it didn't come out properly. Let's get some more before I speak on things. The Hanged Man, that's about perspectives as well. So you may be considering your perspectives. That's the second time I've had a funny jump like that. We've got the Empress, to do with growth and abundance potentially. And it can also be to do with creativity. And there was something else, beauty. Let's get one more. Right, there's a few things coming up here. There are a few things. Shall I say the one that's come to mind first? Right, Eight of Cups, the Fool. There's a possibility somebody could leave a relationship. Justice did come up, didn't it? Possibly even a marriage. Because it may be one of those cases where it's, whether it started out just based on stability and practicality, or whether it started out with feelings and then it became just about being practical. You know, like if you've got kids and you want to make sure that they're taken care of and etc. But there is a potential for someone leaving a relationship here. Could also be a job with that Ten of Pentacles. Ten of Pentacles, yeah. Because that's about long-term stability as well. But there is a potential for someone leaving something here with the Eight of Cups and the Fool. I'd say there's probably a new or different perspective on things. Another thing I'm getting is, if it's in relationship, because we've got relationship patterns here, are you someone who always chooses partners, or have gotten into a habit now of choosing partners, maybe based on experiences where you've been left out in the cold before, that you are now choosing people based on practicality to avoid getting hurt? Like you don't let your feelings lead you in terms of relationships. And of course you need to have a balance. I mean, obviously if you're in love with someone who's a total asshole and they treat you terribly, then yeah, you're not going to follow your heart on that. And hopefully your heart would tell you that you're not being treated well anyway. But are you now choosing people based on practicality when you would like to go for feelings and make it work from there? Because you build on feelings. You can't, I mean, maybe you can, I don't know, but I wouldn't say you wouldn't have the stability straight away with the relationship. You feel a certain way towards the person, then you build from there, don't you? Another thing that's coming up, and it's a strange one, is, and I guess gender doesn't matter. It's not so much about the gender, but have you ever been in situations where you've put people on a pedestal in relationships and felt like maybe they were too good for you and they would leave you out in the cold? I don't know why I'm getting that vibe with the Empress of being kind of on a pedestal and someone feeling potentially like that Empress, regardless of gender, would leave them out in the cold. I mean, I said there is something to do with beauty that can come in here. So it could be based on attractiveness, it could be based on status. Maybe sometimes, say with women, for example, they might be looked at as so independent that they don't even need a man. So men might look at them and say, oh, why would I even bother? She doesn't need me. She wouldn't need me anyway, so what's the point? That's coming up. But there is something being left behind here. There's a different perspective. Again, there's that creative element as well. Are you leaving something behind to pursue something more creative that you feel will be abundant? Okay, so that was your energy. I mean, the stability here, your energy is either one of you've already got stability and you're leaving that behind to take a risk, or you are wanting something that is more complete, not just about stability. It's a full package, if that makes sense. Let's look at the Hierophant, because the Hierophant can be about traditions, and this could be, so it's surrounding energy where you want to do something outside of the norm, do it in a way that you haven't done it before. Yeah, we've got the Devil as the first clarifier, so that's where you may have been held back by traditions. And we also have the Ace of Pentacles. Right, let's get a few more to go with that before I continue. And these readings are now longer than I expected, but what's new with me? Let's get a few more to go with that Hierophant. You may have felt like that traditional Hierophant type energy has held you back from opportunities. So we have the High Priestess, yeah. It may have restricted or had an impact on you trusting your intuition. These two, the Three of Cups and Three of Pentacles, can be about support. It can be about collaboration, about who you work with. Seven of Wands, why is that there? Maybe that is that Hierophant energy where you felt you've had pressure, external pressure put upon you on the choices that you make, on who you collaborate with, who you interact with, the opportunities you pursue, on decisions you make. And now you may be feeling that you want to stand up to all of that, or stand up against it and say, hell no, you're not going to tell me what to do. I'm making my own decisions. So let's look at that Seven of Cups. Why is the Seven of Cups there? And this is your advice, and this will complete the reading. So there's a running theme here. There's definitely a course correction on what we've been holding back in terms of our emotional fulfillment. You're the third reading I've done, and it's slightly different, but a similar theme. So you may be contemplating with that Seven of Cups where you felt you've had to defend, or wanted to defend choices you've made or things you've done, because other people haven't, I don't know, sometimes people just want to interfere. I don't know why people want to interfere in your business, but whatever it is, it's like having to defend, whether mentally or literally, what will make you feel happy, what will make you feel good. I'll just get one more there. Yeah, it's all about feelings here, isn't it? That's what I'm going to call this, or it's all about the feels. What's on the bottom? Eight of Wands. For me, that it looks, and it was in the last reading I did, where it looks like being overwhelmed by other people's input. Yeah, I would say that you are now looking at the perspective of where have you felt like you've needed to defend yourself in terms of how you feel and what you want, and how you feel about what you want. And needing to stand up for it more, potentially. Let's just get one more to finalize the reading, and we have Temperance. Yeah, you want harmony. Don't know, I've put that on top of there. And I think to get harmony, you do need to focus on what will be emotionally fulfilling for you. Just stand up to whoever you need to stand up to. If there's anyone that you feel is restricting you, or whether it's beliefs, whatever it is that's restricting you, stand up to it, and allow yourself to get in your feels. I mean, yes, be sensible about things, but just allow yourself to feel, and take it from there to get rid of the old patterns. So that's your reading, Capricorn. I hope that was helpful to you. Feel free to leave comments. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next weekly video.